Trese is the newest Filipino anime series on Netflix that tells the story of a young girl named Alexandra Trese, a private detective that deals and solves criminal cases of supernatural origin. Before we start introducing the different ghosts and elements in the series, let us first discuss the family where Alexandra came from. The BABAYLANS. The BABAYLANS are the shamans of each different tribes. They are usually women or a feminized man who is the bridge of humankind to the spirit world and the gods. The BABAYLANS are also political advisors, healers, and heads the different rituals for every occasion and traditions. Like most humans before the dawn of organized religion, the Philippines had their own religion, which consists mainly of nature worship or animism. It is the BABAYLAN's main duty to also appease the gods and do the rituals as a tradition of the entire village, like asking for a good harvest before the harvest season comes, or asking for a rain to come when the village is experiencing drought. This is the lineage of Alexandra Trese's family. Her mother came from a line of BABAYLANs in their tribe, also hailed as the Lakan ng Sangkatauhan, which means that she represents the human race of the 3D world. She is able to see and feel other elements or beings present in the 3D realm and even controls them at some instance. Thus, when cases are found to be of supernatural origin by the police, she is the one called to solve it. In the series, Alexandra is also the one responsible for holding spirits and supernatural beings to the agreement between the 3D realm and the supernatural realm where other spirits live. Now, let's go to the supernatural characters. Datu Talagbusaw is a deity that represents war and calamity. He is the main antagonist in the first season and most feared by other elements because of his power to bring chaos and total destruction. Because he is a war god, he has the strength of 1,000 men and has proficiency in different combat arms and weapons. He is immune to fire and heals quickly when attacked by ordinary man-made weapons. He is also the father of the Kambal, who were raised by Alexandra and her father. The Kambal, or the twins Crispin and Basilio, are sons of Talagbusaw, birthed by their human mother, Ramona. They protect Alexandra and assist her in her missions to solve crimes committed by other mystical creatures. As sons of a deity, the Kambal also has supernatural abilities like flight and exceptional martial arts skills. They also are an excellent marksman and utilize their signature weapon called Armas Infinitum like an extension of their anatomy. Bagyon Lectro and Bagyon Kulimlim are father and son respectively and belongs to the tribe of the Bagyons who are lightning elementals. The character's origin comes from an old tale of the sky god Dumaguid who had an affair with a human female named Dugay. They had a son named Ovug, who is the source of the lightning and thunder in the sky whenever a storm is present. In the first season installment, Alexandra had to neutralize Bagyon Kulimlim, making Bagyon Lectro an instant enemy. San Telmo. The San Telmos are fire elementals that looks like a human head in a blazing ball of fire. As sentient fire elements, they are the favorite secret weapon of Alexandra whenever a situation is too intense for her to handle. She calls on them by using an old analog cell phone. San Telmos come from old tales of fishermen who experience a seeing ball of fire in the middle of the sea in the darkness of the night. Some also claims to see them at land whenever someone would wander in the middle of the night. They are believed to be lost souls who cannot find their way to the other side. Nuno, the snitch who gives Alexandra some clues about the identities of certain elements who are perpetrators of the cases she is investigating, resides on various manholes, and is quite addicted to a local chocolate. Nunos, in local folklore, are small elements that usually lives in various termite mounds or anthills. They are very territorial, thus the phrase "tabi-tabi po" has to be said out loud whenever you are to cross a dark patch of soil so as not to disturb said creatures. It is a way of saying, "Excuse me as I pass." Otherwise, the nuno will cast some spell that will make you sick with fever or suffer unexplained allergy on your skin or body. Tikbalang are like the centaurs of the Greek mythologies but has the head of the horse, the body of a man, and the hooves as its feet. The two prominent Tikbalangs in Trese are Señor Armanaz, who is the leader of the most prominent clan of Tikbalangs, and Maliksi, his son. Tikbalangs are believed to be mischievous mystical creatures that roam the night and deliberately scares people. Apparently though, one can tame a tikbalang and make him a servant by riding on its back and holding onto his mane until he gets tired. Or just simply pluck 3 hairs from his mane and that should do the trick. The emissary and Ibu. The dark-veiled floating woman is the emissary of Ibu, the goddess of death from the Manobo tribe of Mindanao. It was said that the Manobos would offer their dead to the goddess by cleaning up the deceased body and putting the best clothes on them. The babaylan is in charge of the rituals so that the spirit of the deceased would be accepted to the realm of Ibu without any problem. The White Lady of Balete tribe. This beautiful female spirit is said to haunt the street in Quezon City, where she was supposed to have been a victim of a crime herself. Thus, her ghost continues to roam and manifests in the same area. A very popular urban legend that seemed to have different circumstances but always involved a female ghost spirit haunting the street of Balete tribe, victimizing motorists by appearing out of nowhere and then disappearing into thin air. The Chanak, a flesh-eating creature that lures its victims by posing as a distressed child or baby crying in the middle of the night. Traditionally, Chanaks are unwanted children that were neglected or deliberately killed by their own parents. Later on, it evolved into the spirits of the aborted fetuses of unwanted pregnancies or babies that died without being baptized by the church. The Duende, or dwarf in Western mythology, are whimsical elements that will either bring people luck or extreme misfortune, depending on their mood or how they were treated by the humans within their vicinity. Like the Nuno, duendes also reside in mounds of soil, but also in pots or plants around a house garden or forest. They have the power to bring fame and fortune to their favored human, but can also bring torment and destruction to anyone who will disrespect them and their territory. Offering them colorful sweet candies in their known place of residence will surely win over positive favors from them. The Capre is a very tall element that is very fond of smoking tobacco, known to reside in huge balete trees that can accommodate their towering size. Usually passive and sometimes playful, a capre can confuse even the most seasoned explorers to be lost in their surroundings. It is said that the only way to cure this confusion is to remove your clothes and wear them inside out. Of course, when you get them mad by cutting their beloved tree of residence, or even kick or pee in it, you will find yourself suffering all sorts of skin or health ailments out of nowhere. They are usually invisible and can only be felt by smelling tobacco smoke when no one near is clearly smoking one. The Aswangs. Ibwa and Shamu are different species of the Aswang clan. The Aswangs are evil creatures that feeds on human flesh and have different physical attributes, depending on the region that they belong to. Some of them poses as ordinary humans so they can live among men while secretly feeding on them whenever they have the chance to do so. Many of them are shapeshifters, human by day, and monsters at night, while others can turn to monsters at will, depending on the level of their powers. Some are not as lucky and has to hide their existence in the darkness of the night. The Sigbin are creatures that smells very foul, looks like a hornless goat, has a very long hind leg that resembles a kangaroo, and a long tail that can be used as a whip. It comes out during the full moon, and it walks backwards. It is said that the aswangs keep these creatures as pets. Like their master aswangs, they also feed on human flesh, but they can also suck the blood of the victims from their shadows. Wind Elementals. Hana and Ami belong to the wind elementals that came from the Awan-Awan, mythical creatures from the western Visayas region or the Ilonggo region in the Philippines. These fabled creatures reside between space and earth and controls the wind, rain, thunder, lightning, typhoon, and whirlwind. They can also bring sickness and death to those who will mock or ridicule them. So far, those were the mystical creatures on the first season of Trese. We hope that this video has helped you get familiarized with the different elementals presented in the show. If you have not seen it, go ahead and check it out. Tell us which character were your favorite in the show. Or if we have missed other characters, feel free to comment down below. Thank you for watching and see you on our next.